Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is Bar Razal coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim, Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This lesson is going to be titled Spiritual Gifts and Different Roles, right? Because we all have different roles to play, right? And when within those roles, we have different gifts, right? They kind of go hand in hand. And the level of the gift that you have. 1 Corinthians 12:4. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. So gifts, let's say what it says in the blue letter. Yeah, charisma, that's funny.
Strong's G, 5486, charisma.
Charisma. So if you read that, if you read it in English, that just looks like charisma, right? A favor with which one receives without any merit of his own. So it's favor, right? You had good favor with the Most High and he gave you this gift, right? Whether it's a talent that you have, or maybe he gifted you with a car, somehow you got a car that you needed, right? Those are all gifts, right? But we're talking about spiritual gifts, right? Spiritual gifts. So spiritual gifts is something he gives to you specifically within yourself, right? It's an ability that you have. The gift of divine grace, yeah, that's a gift. The gift of faith, knowledge, holiness, virtue, yep. Economy of divine grace. Okay. All right, and then let me just check here. I like to look at both of them. Gift, that which is given, right? Right? And like it's read in another one, it is given from Yahweh Shem Shai. And then you go down here, it says sense of natural talent, right? So he gives you a talent that you're good at, something you're just naturally good at. It's a gift. It's a spiritual gift, right? And because of that gift, you're gonna have a certain role. So we go back. So 1 Corinthians 12:4. Now there are diversity of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. And there are diversity of operations, but in the same power which worketh all in all. So operations, I had it open here. Okay. Action, performance, work. So it says, and there are diversities of operations. So there are diversities of performance, of action, of work. So some brothers can't do as much as other brothers, right? Because that's just their gift. Their gift, they're able to move. They have they're at 70-fold, right? You might just be at 30-fold, right? But that's your gift. So you use that to its max capacity and even try to push it, right? If I'm given 30-fold, I'm trying to turn that into 50-fold, right? To the power of Yahweh Shai, of course, but I'm going to do what I need to do to try and grow, like Yahweh, Apostle Tahar always says, you have to grow in this thing. So I'm trying to turn that 30 into 50, because it's of that parable with when Yahweh Shai gave the talents to the three disciples. I think it was three, and I think one was given 5, he turned into 10, I believe, or one was 10, had 10, turned into 20. I could be I'm roughly paraphrasing. And another one was given a talent, he didn't do anything with it, right? And what did Yahweh Shai do with him? He destroyed him. He it was off with his head, so to speak, right? Because he didn't bring forth any fruit, right? So everyone has different levels of performance, of action, of ability to apply action, and of work, right? But it's of the same Spirit, right? But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal, right? So we're supposed to profit from it. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. But all of these worketh that one and the self same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. Right? So everyone has their own portion. But that's why you're supposed to, that's why you can't isolate yourself. Like, yeah, there's times where you have to be by yourself, of course. You know, you have to be by yourself, but you don't want to isolate yourself because you're missing opportunities to learn from other brothers and grow your gifts, right? If I'm someone that's really good at like healing, you know, herbs and stuff like that, my other brothers around me, one brother's good at discerning spirits, one brother's good at prophecy. He's really good at breaking down, you know, prophecy and stuff like that, which we all should be able to understand prophecy, but he's good at, you know, really breaking down the scriptures, right? Especially remembering them. One's really good at, you know, speaking different languages, like understanding different languages. I want to be around them so I can learn from them, right? I want to learn from them and you know, and they can learn from me, right? Because we're members of one body. So in the last verse right here, verse 12, for as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body being many are one body, so also is Yahushua HaMashiach, right? So we're all different members, but we're all the same body of Yahushua, right? So you want to be able to surround yourself with other brothers that have different gifts, right? So you can learn from them and grow. You grow a lot faster. But if you isolate yourself, right, your growth is going to be a lot slower unless you're given a huge portion, right? And that's just your lot, you know, because every lot's different. Every role is different, you know. But the point is you want to grow. So you want to try and put yourself in opportunities to grow as much as possible and as fast as possible because we don't have a lot of time, right? Which also means that you can't stray away from experiences, right? Something makes you uncomfortable, you have to ask yourself why you're uncomfortable. Is because this situation is, you know, this situation is just wicked? Because if it's just wicked, obviously you don't want to do it. But if it's because you're afraid for other deeper reasons, then maybe you should go do it, right? Because maybe there's a demon that you have to fight, right? And through fighting that demon, you get it off of you through the power of Yahweh Shem Shai, you obtain another ability, right? Because we got to grow. We got to grow. We can't be afraid of experiences, right? What's the word I'm looking for? We can't be afraid of moments or experiences to get stronger. Because like I said in that example, that might be a situation where like you feel uncomfortable, you feel pressured, or you feel nervous, right? When and you have to think of it like a game. That's the way, you know, you play video games. The character in your video game, there's some moments where it's scary, right? He has to go fight this boss or whatever. But when he goes and fights that boss, he goes through it and he beats that boss. He obtains another skill, right? Another talent. And he gained more experience points and he gets stronger from it. So, you know, sometimes the Most High will have things set up for you to obtain, to grow your gift or obtain different gifts, right? But you can't be afraid to go through the fire to get it, right? You can't be afraid. Proverbs 17:8, a gift is a precious stone in the eyes of him that hath it, whithersoever it turneth, it prospereth, right? Because the gift is of Yahweh Shem Shai. So the way you use it in the righteousness, you're going to prosper from it. And even if you're in the world, like, well, you know, we're all in the world. I can speak for myself. When I was in the world and I used my gift in the world, I prospered from it, right? I prospered from it. And the truth, I'm prospering from it because I'm using my gift, right? So that's why you have to know what your gift is. That's another thing too. You got to know what your gift is so you can use it. Sometimes you might have brothers tell you what your gift is. Sometimes that might not happen. So you have to really examine yourself and try to figure out where your gift is, which is why you have to know yourself. So now we're going to go to Proverbs, or Slack. We're not going to Proverbs. We're going to Ecclesiasticus. Here's the last one, 11 and 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord, right? So the works of sinners, that goes into like, people in the world. They have different gifts, right? They have their own different gifts. But at the same time, that's their reward. That's the reward that they were given. So not some brothers slack, but some men in the world are good at certain things. And you're like, oh, wow, that's crazy. I can't believe he can do that, blah, 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 blah. But that's his portion. That's all he was given. He doesn't know the Most High. He's not in the truth. He doesn't know any of those things. So that's his portion because he's in the world, right? So it might look like a lot, but at the same time, the scriptures say the world is going to pass away. So who cares? That is really, at the end of the day, that gift's going to be gone. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's corruptible, right? Spiritual gifts don't corrupt. Carnal gifts corrupt, right? So let me actually go, before we go into this, we're going to go here. Ecclesiasticus 11 and 17, the gift of the Lord remaineth with the ungodly. So an ungodly, like I just said in that example, they have the reward. They have the reward. You might have friends that, for me, I have friends that are playing NFL. At one point, we were playing on the same team, side to side, same level of experience and whatever. But they're now making millions of dollars. But for me, it's like, I don't really care. Because all that stuff you're doing is one, it's carnal, and two, it's gonna be wasted away. It's gonna perish. You're investing in a world that's getting a kingdom that's going to be destroyed. So it means nothing. I'm focused on spiritual gifts. Gaining favor with Yahweh Shem Shai, so I can gain more. Just by being obedient and doing everything I'm supposed to do to the best of my ability. Right. So that's why in the one scripture I just read in 21, there's no point of getting like, oh, wow, this person can do this, blah, 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 right? And yeah, it's cool because a lot of times it's the Israelites, but at the end of the day, that stuff is going to be destroyed. It's going to waste away, right? And they were given that, like I said, because they're in the world. They don't have the Most High. They don't have Yahweh Shai. They don't have the truth. They're not in the truth to be potentially one of the elect to get the inheritance with Yahweh Shai, right? And if there is they're gonna get in the kingdom when they come back through the elect, but like they have to come back through the elect and grow up and everything like that. You're gonna get it right away and still have the information that you have right now, and get the information that Yahweh Shai gets, right? So you're getting way, way, way more. It doesn't even compare to what the people have in the world. That's why it says in verse 21, marvel not at the works of sinners, right? Don't marvel at them. So back in 17, the gift of the Lord remaineth with the ungodly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever. So that's what I'm talking about. I want his favor. I want to have a good favor with Yahweh Shem Shai, because I'm always gonna have always gonna be prosperous, right? So he's always gonna have your back. He's always gonna be, yeah, I like this guy. He always does the right thing. He always takes care. He does everything he can to the best of his ability. I like this guy. I'm gonna watch out for him a little bit more, and he's gonna watch out for someone else who doesn't always do the right thing, and that's just balanced, right? So we're all trying to be good sons of Yahweh Shem Shai. So a good son is obedient unto his father. So back in verse 21, marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord and abide in thy labor. So like I said, being obedient. So if you're obedient, you're gonna keep working. If you have a job to do, you're gonna do it, right? If you know you can perform at 30%, not 30%, you know you can perform at 30-fold, you're gonna perform at 30-fold and even try to push that. If you know you can perform at 50, you're going to perform at 50 and try to push that, et cetera, right? For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on a sudden to make a poor man rich. So like I said, getting good favor with the Lord, you could be in a situation where maybe you're not, things are not, you want to think carnally, like when it comes to possessions and wealth, you don't really have that much things. Maybe you do need more things. And Most High sees that. He sees you're still pushing, you're doing what you need to be doing to the best of your ability. And boom, the snap of his fingers, boom, something happens. You get all these things that can help you out. And some of it's just a gift on top of it. Just like a bonus. Here's a bonus for your good work. Right? And that's carnally. And then spiritually is obtaining knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures, being able to see more, right? Just being able to gain more spiritual abilities. Right? That's another way of being rich. Right? So the point is that everyone has their portion, everyone has their role, but we're all of Yahweh Shem Shai. Right? And you have to try and and try to increase the talent that was given to you, right? You gotta try and grow that gift that was given to you. You gotta try and grow in this thing. You can't stay stagnant and stay on the same level and be complacent, right? You have to learn how to be comfortable while being uncomfortable, right? Being comfortable in uncomfortable situations, because those uncomfortable situations are going to help you grow. And through growth, you're going to be able to obtain more because you're being obedient, because you're enduring. So the uncomfortable situations are that fire. So that's enduring. And that's what Most High is pleased by. So by you being pleasing him and being obedient, you're going to get good favor with him. You're going to get things. He's going to help you out more, right? So that's how it works. So I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect that are pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, right? Also, double blessings and double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, right? That have been putting the foundation for the brothers to build upon, right? Death and destruction to his wicked kingdom and the 2/3 of Israel. Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal, and Shalom to next time.